Smart, smart, do. We are the children, the children of God. Come, come, come. We change our world. We have what it takes to do it smart and make it smart. Welcome to our Smart Do.
I am Paul. I wish to take you through a very interesting topic known as soil pollution. And in soil pollution, it is the introduction of contaminators into the soil or impurities into the soil. Remember that good soil is said to be fertile soil. Therefore, our soil pollution is introduction of contaminators, of impurities or contaminators into the soil. When contaminators are added into the soil, they affect 1, the soil composition, 2, the soil fertility. Composition of the soil are the components of the soil are known to be air, water, minerals, humus or organic matter, and living organisms. When you affect any of these, then you have interfered with the soil composition. When the soil loses the organic matter, we say that soil has lost fertility. Fertility is the ability of the soil to give high yields over a long period of time. And what are these things that are likely to affect the composition and the fertility? What are these pollutants? What are these soil pollutants? Soil pollutants. I want to mention a few of them. 1, you can have contaminators we call non-biodegradables. These are materials that do not decay. Non-biodegradable are materials that do not decay. A good example is plastic. Look at the diagram below in the notes. There is a dumping site. There is accumulation of plastic, rubber, grass, and also pieces of metal. These are things that don't decay. They are non-biodegradables. The other thing that pollutes the soil is excess minerals. Excess minerals are simply rocks. If you carry out mining, you expose the rocks on the earth's surface. And what you do is that you expose the excess minerals. You can also have the oil spillage. Oil pollutes the soil. You can also have industrial waste. That is raw, such as chemicals. Industrial chemicals such as acids and other chemicals, they pollute the soil. These are a few of the soil pollutants. And once they are dumped into the earth's surface, what impact do they cause? They affect, number 1, the animals or the living beings such as the animals. How do they affect the animals? I was almost forgetting excess chemicals. Excess farm chemicals. Farm chemicals, those people who do not follow the manufacturer's instructions, they end up polluting the soil. Can't use excess fertilizer, you can't use excess pesticides and herbicides and say that you are a good farmer. You are simply polluting the soil. How do you affect the animals? There are many animals that live in the soil, the likes of moles, earthworms, ants, insects. The moment you use excess fertilizer, industrial chemicals, these animals die, and they're very important into the soil. One, they help in proper aeration of the soil. They help in the ones they make the holes, the air, one of the components of the air, the soil, flows very well. Therefore, the moment the soil is polluted, they simply die. We can't disturb the chemicals. Once you burn vegetation, because burning is also one of the way of eliminating water, it also destroys the soil, it kills the animals. The other one is on plants. Once the soil is polluted, mostly the plastic, I have a plant here, and here is a piece of paper, polythene paper that is. The plant roots don't develop properly, therefore it cannot reach the nutrients below here. Affects the absorption of plants. And plastics take a very long time to decay, 400 to 600 years. Therefore, polythene paper is very highly polluted, is a main pollutant of the soil. It interferes with the root development. It also interferes with the absorption. It also interferes, the pollutants also interfere with the soil fertility. For example, chemicals, or oil. Once oil is put on the earth's surface, on the soil, it interferes with the aeration once again. The plant can't absorb air from the seeds needs air during germination. They don't get the air because of the oil. The oil also will cover the roots, the root hairs, and interfere with absorption. Therefore, these pollutants have great impact. And now I want to take you through soil conservation measures. What are we going to do to use the soil sparingly and ensure production for quite a long time? That's what I'm referring to soil as soil conservation. We can stop the following. One main cause of soil pollution is erosion. Once the topsoil is soaked either by wall runoff or by weed, becomes polluted. So number one, we say control erosion by control erosion. Either by constructing gabions, controlled grazing, terracing, contour farming. Contour farming is cultivating along the contours, contour farming. Number two, there are so many other methods of soil erosion control measures. Number two, avoid burning vegetation. Because vegetation, once you burn vegetation, you destroy humus. You also keep the living organisms, soil composition once again. The other one is controlled use of farm chemicals. Controlled use of farm chemicals. The other one is waste management. And I want to discuss this one at length. What is waste management? To manage waste, remember that as long as there is life on earth, waste must be produced. And how do you manage waste? You can manage what we call domestic waste, that is waste produced at home, or industrial waste. What do you do with the waste produced at home? Waste management, domestic waste. Number one, domestic waste. What should we do? Number one, remember that at home we produce either organic waste. Organic is the one that can form manure. That is the plant or animals. And at the same time we produce inorganic waste, such as plastic, once you go to the shop and buy items. So with the organic waste, what are we going to do? Number one, convert into compost manure. Into compost manure. You have utilized the organic waste. For the inorganic waste, you can, number one, bury deep in the soil. Bury deep in the soil. Or put in a deep pit latrine. Number three, for the polythene papers that you need, reuse them. Reusing. Maintain one paper bag for shopping. You can also do what you call not recycling, but reducing. Reducing is maintaining one paper bag. Reusing means you use the tin, the plastic tin that was used to pack cooking oil, use it to store sugar. You have reused, and you have used it the right way. You have reduced waste. The other one is use local authority. Use local authority services. Those of you who live in town, ensure that that waste is collected by the local authority, because they separate the inorganic. They will take it into to the industry and burn it under high temperatures in what we call in a process known as incineration. Otherwise, we also have the waste produced in the industries. You can explore more. What can we do with the industrial waste? Otherwise, have a good day.